Okay, hi guys. So today I am going to talk about relationships. I just want this video to be a little chatty video about relationships, what they mean to me, how I perceive them and stuff. For me, it's very difficult because I feel like I don't like to apply very general and broad terms to the relationships that I've had with people. First and foremost because I've never really, I had one relationship. This is for others the one that would be the most relationship like, but for me it's the one that comes last, which kind of embodies and represents the whole issue for me. I obviously don't place the same value on relationships and exchanges I've had with people than others seems to do. So basically this relationship for me does not matter at all, and if you were to ask me, I don't even really think of it as a proper relationship. I don't think it really mattered in the sense that I was not in love, but however at the same time it also matters because I was really affected by this. It's the one thing that made me realize that I was asexual. It's also the relationship that made me realize that I was not willing to get into that kind of relationship, that those things are not working for me, and that I really needed to be very careful with relationships, in the sense that they hurt me, they make me feel very, 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 very bad, because this relationship made me feel most of the time very disgusted at myself, ashamed, and it just made me feel like I wasn't myself anymore. Don't know if it's like a very frequent feeling that people have, but being with that person, and I don't think it's necessarily because of that person, but being with that person made me feel like I wasn't myself anymore. There is this cliche phrase that's like, you get the love that you think you deserve, or something like that. And when I first heard that sentence, I was like, psh. It seemed to be quite true actually, and I realized that there was a very, very big and obvious pattern in the sort of relationships that I've had with people. And when I say relationships, I just mean relationships. I don't mean romantic relationships, I don't mean official relationships, I don't mean we're couples or anything. I just mean a relationship between me and someone that I had feelings for and that I was caring for in a different way than I would for a friend. So the first time that it ever happened to me, I was 14 and the guy was older and was online, and he was very, at that time, manipulative. He was a liar, he wasn't nice at all, but he also was at times very, very nice, which is the most dreadful and terrible combination, because people like that just have you wrapped around their fingers and they can do whatever they want with you. And I just gave myself 100% to that person, and I just loved him so fucking much. Like, I could have done anything for him really, and I realized I didn't get the same amount of love, of respect even, at all back. Like, the reciprocity in the relationship was very, very little. If at the end of the day it was real love for me, and I think it was also real love for him, even though he couldn't express it properly. This thing was going on for like years. We were in touch until I was 19, and we're still sort of in touch, but not like frequently or actively in touch, but whatever. And then there was this unrequited love that I had for this person that was, and I still love him very much, but differently. I was much older, a different world completely, and I could not get anything from him. I was not expecting anything from him, but I could not get anything from him. And that's the same fucking story, it's someone that I suddenly fall in love with, and hard, like completely, fully, just crazy intense, and I don't get anything back. And that's not that much of an issue for me. At least I thought it wasn't a big of an issue, and I think it was because I was not allowing myself to want to be loved. And this actually was something I felt disgusted by. For the longest time I felt like whenever people would reciprocate feelings to me, or when people would be interested in me, it would make me feel very uneasy and disgusted, like a proper feeling of disgust. Which right now I've done a lot of maturing and growing up, and I've also met other people, and I've had feelings for people, and I've expressed those feelings, and we've worked them out. Like, I used to think that relationships were this very natural and spontaneous thing that would happen just like that, And I realized that, you know, someone I've been attached to for a long time, that I've had, and I still have feelings for that person, you know, I care for him very, very much. And the relationship was ambiguous of some sort. And for me, it was not okay to keep on doing like that. So we had to talk about it. We had to talk about how we felt, what could happen, what could not happen, and why, and the boundaries and the limits that we were willing to set for ourselves. And I think for me that was like a precious experience, because it was the first time that I had like a proper talk about a relationship, you know, being in that relationship. And it was healthy. And I think when you're younger, or when you're not mature or anything, you don't really want to see relationships as this thing that you build, and this thing that takes time and trust and energy and effort and compromises. And I was definitely like that, and I'm still like that somehow, but I'm well aware now that people are very different. People come from different backgrounds, different cultures, different experience, past mindsets, ways of seeing the world, you know. And you can't really expect for all of your relationships to be just natural and instant click and harmonious like that. I am now in this place where I am willing to be loved, and I feel like I expect to be loved to a certain level, and I think now I deserve to be respected and to be loved, which was not something that I thought before, and I was not even aware that I was not allowing myself to have those desires and those expectations, you know. But looking back, I realized I've only been attracted in the past to people, even just a little bit or very, very greatly, to people who could not give anything back to me. And I don't think it was only coincidences. I think it was just me attracting those people and sort of subconsciously, you know, selecting those people. And that's not what I want to do anymore. I want to be loved, and I want to be in a healthy, secure, safe, steady, and harmonious relationship. And I'm willing now to take steps and to talk about things. And I think, like, you know, it's the reason why I'm making these videos, because I think we're so often caught up in the ways we see things, and we think that's like that, we think we want that, we're like that, we don't want that, we can't do that, and we can't work with that. And I was one of those people that was like, I don't want to talk about things, I want things to be natural. If a relationship takes work, and, you know, not even a hard work, but a little bit of work, that's not going to be for me, because I don't have time for that, and that's not how I see relationships. But then I realized, you know, you might meet someone with whom you have a strong connection, but different things could make it a little bit harder than you would expect it to be, like cultural differences, for example. So what would you do? Would you just give up on the relationship because it asks or requires for a bit of hard work? Or would you be willing to put in the hard work, learn from yourself, from the other person, and build something? Lately, you know, I've been doing a lot of introspection, and I'm not in a good place right now. As you probably know, I'm feeling a bit depressed, and I think I'm in a bit of a depressive episode. My anxiety is a bit bad as well, but I'm also so grateful for all the growing up that I've done, and I think I want to document that, to share it with you, to inspire perhaps the ones who are younger, or the ones who haven't been through these things yet, or perhaps just to show that it's a normal part of being a human being, growing up, changing. This channel is ultimately about literature and veganism, but also quite frankly, and feminism, but also quite frankly about being a human being. What does it mean? What is my experience of being a human being? And this is something that's been a lot on my mind lately, and I wanted to share it with you. I would really love to hear your opinions about that, guys. Like, has your views on relationships changed and evolved over the past years, and why? I would love to know. So thank you for watching this video, guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!